I have a very bad habit of planning and optimizing everything only to do nothing. So I built a system that's not the most complex in the world, but it is very easy to follow. And I will be sharing it with you today. So let's begin. Chapter 1, Decode OS. So before beginning with the video, why should you even care about the system? Most of you have no idea when you study the best. You assume it's the morning or the night or after coffee, but do you have concrete proof if that's really the case? Do you have data that proves your assumption? I don't think so. The daily journal template in this system allows you to identify real patterns using actual data. Have you ever felt like the week just disappeared? You were busy, something happened, and it's already Sunday and you can't account for anything you did during the week. Most people only realize what went wrong after the exam. This allows you to catch it before the week is even over. Part 1, Obsidian. Obsidian is a powerful offline note-taking app that lets you link your ideas together to build a highly customized digital second brain. Inside Obsidian, I have what I call the Decode OS. It's basically a combined name for 3 interlinked templates. The daily journal. It captures the personal side of each day, the sleep quality, how the overall day felt, what was the most important thing I did I give my best effort? It takes about 3 to 5 minutes to fill in. The point isn't to write a lot, it's to have an honest record. The daily sprint log. It is purely about study and work sessions. Every session I sit down for subject, topic, duration, whether I hit hyper focus, whether I completed it or not, and anything else I would like to note down about the session. Over time, this data becomes more and more useful. The weekly review. What worked, what didn't work, what I'm avoiding, and one adjustment for the week. Just one. I don't change anything mid-week, and it's actually a rule written into the template itself. Now here's where it gets useful. Because these are real markdown files stored locally on your device, you can copy a week's worth of data, journal, sprint logs, weekly reviews, and paste it directly into the Claude using a prompt. It scans all 3 inputs and provides me an honest, short analysis. When do I study the best? What I am avoiding? What's the one thing to change next week? No motivation speeches, just patterns from my own data. If you want to try Decode OS, you can check out my website below. It's completely free. So now you know when you are studying and how much. But what you are putting into your head, that's a completely different problem. Let's talk about notes. For actual study notes, I use a 2-step process. And both steps involve AI, but in completely different ways. Step 1. NotebookLM. NotebookLM is a tool by Google that lets you upload your source material, a chapter PDF, a lecture transcript, or textbook scan, and then ask it questions or give it instructions based only on that material. It doesn't hallucinate from random data from the internet. It only works with what you give it. I upload the source materials and all relevant academic materials that I have access to and run a prompt that tells it to extract every concept, every definition, every example in the original sequence. No practice questions, no summaries that skip things. Just the content, structure, and clean. This gives me the first draft, but it's not completely formatted yet. Step 2. Claude. I take that draft and run it through a second prompt that formats it for Obsidian. Clear heading hierarchy, key terms bolded, comparison tables where they help, latex for any formulas, and a quick revision summary at the end of each section. The output is a node I can actually study from. Completely self-contained, I never need to open the original source material again. Chapter 3. Retention. Why you now have great notes, you also need something for active recall. That's where Anki comes into the game, and it's a game changer. Anki is a digital flashcard app powered by spaced repetition designed to test you on information right before you are about to forget. So it sticks in your long-term memory. It's open source, free, and syncs across all your devices. It's the most evidence-backed study method there is, and it compounds over time. Cards you made in October will still be in the system in March. I have a prompt for this too. I take the finished notes that I made earlier and my original source material and run them through a flashcard prompt that creates 4 types of flashcards: definition cards, concept cards, application cards, and distinction cards. The distinction cards are particularly useful for commerce students. Things like difference between capital and revenue expenditure, debit credit rules, appropriation versus charge against profits, etc. The ones that look similar but aren't. I'll put this prompt in the drive folder too. You can check them out in the description. Chapter 4. Notion. Notion is a highly flexible all-in-one digital workspace where you can build your custom databases, task lists, calendars to keep every part of your life organized. Notion handles everything that needs to be organized and available across all your devices. So what is in Notion?
Until it's written, the constellations call me feeling dangerous, risk the odds, I'll face the
Now you might be wondering, I just said I store all my notes in Obsidian. So what are these doing here in Notion? While I have my AI made chapter notes inside Obsidian, I also prefer to store lecture-wise self-made notes inside Notion for extremely detailed revision and rechecking in the future. Plus they help in preparing for class quizzes that online tuitions frequently take. I also don't take any handwritten notes from online lectures, so yeah. To-do list. I have all my tasks in Notion as it is very easy to keep track of them and I can view them visually on Notion calendar. Notion calendar. That's the system. Obsidian for tracking your days, NotebookLM and Claude for notes making, Anki for making sure you actually remember the things, and Notion for keeping everything organized. It's not finished, I am actively improving it, but it's working right now and I wanted to share it as it is. This is like a record of building this class 12, CA prep and everything in between. If that's something you want to follow, consider subscribing. And if you want the Obsidian tutorials for setting up Decor OS, comment and I'll try to bring it as soon as possible. Have a great day, see you in the next one.